Dad takes selfie with his girls, but they find someone else in the background. Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos. One family planned a trip away. They packed up their car for a weekend getaway and got ready for an adventure. They were all excited. Their world was their oyster. But little did they know their trip was going to come to an unexpected halt after discovering something surprising and utterly terrifying in their car. Nowadays, it's pretty tricky to find alone time with your family. Everyone's busy, not to mention teenagers rather hang out with their friends than spend time with their parents. But this family was different. Their love for each other grew stronger as years went on, and they all had one thing in common: their passion for adventure. Until that moment when something, or rather someone, made them gasp for air. The Richter family from Oregon are a close-knit family. They love spending time with each other, and how better than a little family trip? It was no surprise then when all of them shuffled in the car, excited to begin their journey. Mom, Amber, and Dad, Eric, sat in the front seats while their three daughters sat behind. They were eager to start their adventure, but little did they know it would be one they would never forget. The family planned their trip to be on a week of spring break, making this the perfect opportunity to relax and unwind from school and work. They planned everything to the T, as they wanted to have the chance to visit all the great places they knew were right up their alley. What they didn't expect was that the journey began with anything but relaxation. The adventurous family planned to visit the Grand Canyon first. It was a dream of theirs to trek across the amazing Rocky Mountains and take in the spectacular views. They sat down at their kitchen table one night after dinner and began mapping out everything they wanted to do, see, and discover. The day finally came when their vacation officially started. In high spirits, they were all really excited and overpacked most of their bags. Amber Richter told her three daughters off for going overboard with the amount of clothing they actually packed versus the amount of clothing they would actually need. They joked about how girls can be girls, while Amber started going to the car to put the cases in the trunk. But someone was one step ahead of her, looking on. Eric, her husband, dashed out of the house as he saw where she was going. He took the cases from her abruptly and told her he'd put them in the back of the car. He then said that she should go inside and prepare other things for the trip. Amber couldn't explain to herself why the urgency in his voice or the sweat on his forehead. She knew something was off. They all had picked up everything they would need. Their bags were safely in the back, and their stomachs were full as they had lunched previous to their journey. They all got into the car, but while they were rearranging and shuffling in their seats to get comfortable, Amber thought she'd seen a shadow in the truck from where she was sitting. She started to get nervous. The group was beginning their adventure. They'd planned everything so well that they knew what they were going to be doing at every hour of the day. But one thing didn't seem right. Eric Richter drove for a mile until he stopped. He wanted to capture the moment. He took out his camera and told everyone to be prepared for a selfie. His phone beeped and, without him being aware of it, changed to video mode. Everyone was in the frame, but suddenly one more person had joined in the picture. As the camera changed to video, Eric exclaimed, "Oh shoot," not realizing he was recording instead of taking a picture. A hooded figure appeared out of the back trunk of the car who'd been hiding there for quite some time. The figure was about to make his presence known when Eric saw him. Everything was caught on tape, recorded from Eric's phone. The person hiding was obviously trying to disguise himself. But when Eric sees the hooded figure appear, he exclaims out loud, "Rowan, a little to the right." Everyone looked confused and shocked to the camera until they turned around and learned the truth. The Richter family are six. The parents, three daughters, and a son named Rowan. In fact, Rowan was the hooded person hiding in the trunk of the car. At that moment, everyone started shrieking and screaming in surprise, relief, and excitement. As it turned out, the hooded figure was him all along. And now everything made a little more sense. Rowan's a Marine and initially told the whole family he couldn't make the trip as he had to stay back. He was supposed to be miles away from Oregon, not to mention their car. Everyone sat in shock until the whole thing sank in. Then Amber got out of the car in disbelief and exclaimed, "Oh my God, you scared the heck out of me." Everyone soon embraced and tears were flowing everywhere. They embraced their son and brother and welcomed him home. And there was one last surprise Amber didn't know. The whole thing had been planned, and she had not been in on it. Amber quickly turned to her husband and asked him if he had been in on the surprise. To her shock, he said yes, that he had picked him up himself from the airport. Eric couldn't wipe the grin from his face, and now they were all together for a perfect family vacation. But they had one more person to shock, and this was Rowan's grandmother. The ideal start for their incredible vacation commenced with a whole family full of emotions, tears, and loads of hugs. And still, they managed to get to the Grand Canyon.